Hi, Liang. Nice to meet you. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me at the McMaster presentation. Let me quickly share my screen. My name is Ray. I am the International Recruitment Officer at McMaster. So before I get started, I'd like to share a link in the chat box so you can download our review book. And we are going through some of the information in the review book shortly. So I am the International Recruitment Officer at McMaster that looks after our international applicants inside Canada. So like all of you, in the future, if you consider to apply to McMaster, you can use the email on the screen, international@mcmaster.ca, to reach me. I'll be more than happy to help you throughout the application season. So the first question we usually get is, where is McMaster University? The answer is Hamilton in Ontario. So we're actually not far from Toronto. We're about 45 minutes drive south of downtown Toronto. And the city itself is also known as a city of waterfalls because we are also at the Niagara Escarpment. So there are lots of beautiful waterfalls spread across the city. We have more than 120, and it's a great place for tourism. And here is a picture of our campus. As you can see here, it's surrounded by lots of green space, and we're right there by the lake, Lake Ontario. So the water you can see, the far end is the lake. Lots of great ways for you to relax yourself. You can go to walk the trails or visit the lake shores. So this is a great campus. I'm sure you'll like it if you're able to travel here. We actually have the second open house in this coming Saturday. So you are very welcome to join us at our different events on that day. We have lots of campus tours and info sessions for all of our level 1 programs this coming Saturday. The university was first founded in Toronto, actually, in 1887. And then in 1930, we moved our campus to the city of Hamilton. So this is where we are now. At the moment, we have more than 36,000 students, including more than 4,500 international students at undergraduate level. In terms of ranking, McMaster has also been doing exceptionally well in the past few years, I would say, especially in the past 5. At the moment, we are standing in the top 85 among all the universities in the world, thanks to our strong performance in the research world. And we are also one of the most research-intensive universities in Canada in the past 5 years. Okay, so next section is going to be the main part we're going to talk about today, which is about our program offerings and the admission requirements. At McMaster, we have a total number of 25 level 1 programs that are open for high school applicants like all of you. So they're all here on the screen. So they're housed within 6 faculties. We have the Faculty of Humanities, Social Sciences, Business and Health Sciences, plus the 2 on the right-hand side, Engineering and Science. And also we have an independent program, which you can see on the top corner on the left, Arts and Science, which doesn't belong to any faculty. But actually, a lot of these programs, they have a general first year. As you complete the first general year, you'll be able to choose to enter an upper year specialization or a major. And in terms of total number of majors, we have more than 100 for you to choose. Depending on the different requirements for applications, we can further divide all of these programs into 2 groups. So the first group is highlighted blue color here. They are our non-by-selection programs. You don't need to remember the name. What it means is that if you are going to apply to any of the blue programs here, the only thing that matters to our admission is your high school grades. We have a special term called admission average. That's the only thing that we look at for admission to these programs. And for the second group, our by-selection groups, for admission for these programs, the program with the little star at the back, we not only look at your high school grades, but also we're looking for additional piece of applications from you, which is called supplementary application, or SUPAP for short. So, but they may have different formats and requirements for their supplementary applications. So definitely pay attention to that before you apply to any of the second group of programs here. On this screen, I'd like to share with you how we calculate your admission average when you apply to McMaster, this is very important. It doesn't matter which type of programs that you are going to apply to. We always look at your admission average, your high school grades. So for all the students with bond, you'll be applying under stream 101. And for all the 101 applicants, your average will be based on your top 6 grade 12 U or M courses, including required courses for a chosen program. I think this is very similar to other programs, other universities as well. So it's very straightforward. And there are a couple of more points here. We do not look at your grade 11 or grade 10 grades for admission purposes. The only exception is Business 1 program. But it's very rare that when they issue early offers, the number is very, very small. So I wouldn't recommend you to pay too much attention. You can simply remember that McMaster doesn't look at your grade 11 or grade 10 grades for admission. We only want your courses from grade 12. And as long as you're able to meet the program cutoff or range with the average of our top 6 courses, you'll be fine. So no minimum requirement for any of the individual course on your top 6. And try not to repeat more than 2 courses, or try not to repeat an individual course 3 or more times. If you are able to download our viewbook, you see a chart like this one. And in this chart, I'd like to quickly show you how to use this chart so you'll be able to find the programs that you may be interested in the future, and then their admission requirements. In the first column, you'll be able to find all of our 25 level 1 programs that are open for high school applicants. So these are the programs that you can apply to, and you can apply up to 3. So in the first column. In the second column, that's where you can find all the upper year majors or upper year specializations. For example, in the second row, you can see our level 1 business program. And in the second row, you can see all the upper year majors that are available under business, including accounting, finance, human resource management, etc. There are 8 options. And then you can find 2 pieces of very important information related to our application, which are required courses and anticipated admissions range. So for business, again, the required courses, we have 3 required courses: your grade 12 English and your grade 12 advanced functions and calculus vectors. And remember, we look at total number of 6 courses when we calculate your average. That means in addition to these 3 required courses here, we are also going to need your highest 3 from your grade 12 to make a total number 6. That's how we get your average for our business program. And then once we have it, we'll compare it with the range. So when you apply, try to have your average closer to the right-hand side, to the higher side of the range, and you have a much higher chance of getting an offer. In the last column, that's where you can find some additional notes and requirements for the program, such as mandatory supplementary application. So if you see that requirement, that means that's something you have to do in order to be eligible to be considered for that program. So in the next screen, I'd like to talk about our requirements for English language proficiency. We call it ELP for short. So if English is not your first language, you may see this requirement on our checklist, but not necessarily. So immediate prior to your start at McMaster, if you have been living in Canada or any other English-speaking countries for at least 4 years, or if you have been studying with Bond or other English medium school for at least 4 years, you may be waived from this English language proficiency test requirement. But if you see it, that means you will need to do at least one of the tests here you can see on the screen. So the popular choices are IELTS, TOEFL, and Duolingo that we see here. And other requirements here are our regular entry requirements, meaning if you meet any of the requirements on the screen, you'll be able to start your academic program from level 1 without taking any additional English language training program. And for admission requirement details, IELTS requires overall 6.5 plus a 6.0 in each of the 4 parts. And TOEFL IBT is 86 overall plus a minimum 20 in each of the 4 sections. And for Duolingo, for the last one, we also accept Duolingo this year. We don't look at your sub scores. So the minimum requirement, the total score is 115. And for students who meet our requirements academically but do not have a passing ELP score, which is a 6.5 for IELTS or equivalent, you may want to consider our English bridging program, which is called MELD, M-E-L-D. This is an 8-month program. If you complete this program successfully, you'll be moving on to your chosen level 1 program unconditionally, and you can also get 2 university credits, which you can carry over to the next year. What is new this year is we are going to guarantee first-year resident spot for all the students entering our MELD program. Eligibility that you can see at the bottom of the screen, 5.0 for IELTS, 70 for TOEFL IBT, and 75 for Duolingo. The next section, I'd like to share some of the information for your future study experience at McMaster. So first, I'd like to show you some numbers from the financial side. So this will be your total cost to study at McMaster for the first year, including tuition fees, housing, and food. And the tuition fees here on the screen is our annual international level tuition fees, depending on which program that you are studying with. So ranging from $41,000 a year to $61,000 a year. And we all know that international study can be costly. Lots of our international students will need their family support. But in the next few slides, I'd like to share with you, there are a couple of really good ways for you to fund your own education by making a little bit extra effort. And the first really good way for you to earn some extra income is through getting scholarships, especially entrance scholarships, because these are something that you can get right after you submit an application. With McMaster, we have 2 types of entrance scholarships. The first type, as you can see on the top, is our automatic entrance awards, and the second type is non-automatic type, named scholarships by application. The first type, automatic type, you do not need to apply separately for our automatic entrance awards. When we assess your application, we'll also look at your eligibility for all of these types of scholarships. And we have 2 levels for our automatic ones, our university level automatic entrance scholarships called Award of Excellence, which is currently at $3,000, and our faculty level automatic award, faculty specific achievement awards, this is $1,000, but engineering still offers $3,000 at this level. And this is our second type of entrance scholarships, which is called scholarships by application. These scholarships require a separate application, but the application itself is very short. It's like a completing resume, only takes you a couple of minutes. So if you apply to McMaster, I would strongly recommend you to go to submit an application for this type of scholarships. And as you can see, this year we have a new structure for our international student awards. If you look at the value, we have some higher value than our automatic ones. We have 10 spots for 20,000 Canadian dollars and 5 spots for 10,000, 20 spots for $7,500. And also, in addition to the main international scholarship, student scholarship, we also have some additional types, such as the one you can see down below. We have something additional for self-identified Black students. And as soon as you submit the application in the system called AwardSpring will be able to automatically match you with all the scholarships that you may be eligible to. So that's the scholarship piece. And the next really good way for you to earn some extra income to support yourself financially is through working, especially on co-op or internship. At McMaster, we have both, and they are both paid job opportunities, which give you really good, valuable Canadian work experience. And no matter which one you choose, co-op or internship, the minimum requirement is 12 months. And there are really good ways for you to get connected with your future employer even before you start to work after you graduate. And the services and support are faculty driven here at McMaster. The format of your work may be a little bit different depending on which faculty you are studying with. If you are with the faculty of engineering or science, you'll be doing co-op. Otherwise, most likely the format of your job will be internship. either with business or humanities or social sciences. And of course, you can choose to work on campus part-time or you can choose to work part-time on or off campus. Just because of the time limitation, I may be moving a little bit faster in the next few slides. And we have some additional campus services and pieces. And here I'd like to highlight our residence. We have 13 residence buildings on campus, ranging from this modern style to the more traditional medieval style. And you also have a lot of room types to choose from. We would recommend you to consider to stay on campus for the first year, just because there are lots of benefits. It's safe and secure, and you'll be close to almost anything on campus. One thing I would like to note here is that for all of you as 101 applicants, we do not guarantee your first year residence necessarily. Again, we look at your admission average. Historically, the average required for a guaranteed spot for 101 applicants is around 90%. We won't know that. We won't know this year requirement until next spring. So definitely stay tuned if you're interested. But for 105 applicant group and for all the students with MEL program, the first year residence spot will be guaranteed. And we also have lots of dining locations on campus. We have 18 dining locations. I'm sure you can find your favorite, and it doesn't matter which type of food that you are attached to. I'm pretty sure you can find your favorite restaurant. And you can also use your meal card and meal plan at 16 off-campus vendors, including some of the popular choices our students go to a lot, like the Popeye Fried Chicken, Pizza, and Domino's Pizza. We also have one of the largest club listings in Ontario. We have more than 350 clubs in McMaster, and McMaster could also be a very good option if you are interested in doing sports, athletic sports, competitive sports, or recreational sports. While we study McMaster, you have free access to our gym facilities because your membership will be included, and we have very big gym called the Pulse, and here you can do lots of sports. Here you can do swimming, wall climbing, and lots of instructional classes. Okay, the last page of my section is a quick highlight on the application process in 4 steps. Like other universities in Ontario, we all have a centralized application portal, which is called OUAC. So step 1 for you will be going to the OUAC website and get and register your applicant account. And then you can apply to all the universities in Ontario, including McMaster. And here you can apply to up to 3 programs. Once you apply at OUAC, we'll invite you by email to come to step 2 to our McMaster applicant portal. That's when you can activate your McMaster ID. Called McID. And once you have it activated, you'll be able to link your OUAC account with your McMaster account. And then after that, you can do pretty much everything within our McMaster account. You can track your application, you can submit documents, and if you receive an offer, you can also download a digital copy of your offer letter. So that's step 2. And step 3 will be submitting necessary documentation. For each of the programs that you apply to, you see a checklist. You need to complete the checklist by sending us all the required documents as soon as they are available. Once you complete your checklist, we'll start to review your application and generate a decision for you. If you receive an offer, you will be on the last step. And if you want to accept it, you need to go back to OUAC because the accept button is only available on OUAC website. At the bottom, there are 3 very important deadlines I would like to highlight. February the 1st, April the 1st, and June the 1st for 101 applicants. February the 1st is our recommended OUAC application deadline, but try to apply as early as possible. And the second deadline, April the 1st, is our deadline, application deadline, and document submission deadline for most of our level 1 programs, meaning by April the 1st, you need to apply to the program and send us all the required documents to complete your checklist. If you are still missing anything beyond April the 1st, unfortunately, your application won't be looked at because we only review applications with a completed checklist. And you receive an offer, you see the third deadline, which is June the 1st. And before this deadline, you can accept your offer anytime. But beyond June the 1st, your offer submission will expire. So try to respond to your offer before June the 1st. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for your attention. That's all for my presentation. And we do have an in-person open house this coming Saturday on November 19th. So if you're able to travel to our campus today on Saturday, you will be able to see all info sessions for all of our 25 level 1 programs, plus lots of tours. We have campus tours, residence tours, and faculty tours going on that day. And you'll have lots of opportunities to talk to our future profs and current students to get to know more about McMaster. And if you're not able to travel here, that's also fine, because we also have virtual campus tours running throughout the year. So you are always welcome to sign up. Thank you so much. And then whenever you have questions, you can use the email on the right-hand side of the screen to reach us. And also we have live chat on our school website. Thank you.